What's up, y'all? What it do? This is the Peace Dealer, as always. And yeah, welcome to another exciting episode of Transit Talk. How y'all doing? I see y'all in the live chat. Um, I hope you could hear me well. This is definitely just going to be a nice understanding of how valuable your heart manifests itself in the practical experiences that'll make up your new world. But yeah, let's just take some time to feel in collectively. The moon is in Virgo. I got Venus in Taurus with me. So you can tap in and tune in to this glyph here. I made sure to do this live video while Venus is conjunct Uranus in Taurus. And that is, in a quantum level, evolving the nature of your interpersonal connections with people, but simultaneously bridging your super self with other people's super selves. It's like this advanced form of herogamy that's going to shock your world very, very vicariously. And there's a really amazing significance to Venus getting the supercharge and then slipping into Taurus. In fact, as we'll see in the super chat, as we'll see in the Peace Mobile, what is going to be illustrated here is not only great grounding in a lot of your relationships, but also a whole lot of substance and depth. You'll be sowing the seeds, which will harvest in September. So let's just kind of recap here, because Venus just swept through Aries. Some of you literally had to fight just to really have your own place represented in certain relationships. Venus in Aries, just like the sun in Aries, is a fresh new beginning. Venus in Aries actually in the tarot is the Four of Wands. So it's a really festive and awesome card. I feel drawn to tell you right now, a great message with Venus on Uranus is what you're looking for is also looking for you. What you seek is also seeking you. It's kind of just like magnets that, magnets don't work with frequencies as much as electromagnetic waves and magnetic waves, but, kind of want to think of how the frequencies you're emitting are connecting with the frequency of someone who fits like a puzzle piece with you. Situations. It doesn't fit like a puzzle piece. I'm just really bad at analogies today. But regardless, this is really inspiring because in a few short days, many of you watching this could literally go from, hi, I just met you on the internet and we have so much in common, to, wow, we're reciting our wedding vows. This is ridiculous. Keep in mind the very unconventional and eccentric nature of Uranus can accelerate lifetimes worth of energy between people. So you can really connect with a soulmate who you already had like karma with in a past life, and you catch each other up to speed within a week, and bam, you're already planting the seeds. And that's why Uranus is very volatile planet. All right. It doesn't really speed things up, but it does a lot to accelerate. And this doesn't have to, this is not just going to be in the grounds for anything romantic. You really just want to look at how things are caught up to speed in every relationship dynamic you have, where, you know what I'm saying? Or just like K. Martin said, maybe some quick booty. There's a lot of quick booty that's happening. There's a lot of quick booty that's happening, but it's squaring Mars and Capricorn right now. So it's quick booty that comes at a price. Like, are you willing to burn a bridge and like have it be a one-night stand? But it is what it is, because we are going to experience Venus and Taurus trining Mars and Capricorn. So I want to give you perspective of this because it's actually quite amazing. Once again, there's a rapid acceleration of how you're bringing your quantum self into realization. And Venus in Aries is paving the way so that when Venus is in Libra, closer to the fall, all the work that you're doing right now to develop the persona and originality of your heart will manifest itself in how you exert it forward in relationships. Remember, we just started off this cycle. The sun is blazing in Aries, and we have our energy back. We were in Pisces season. We had the feels. Trust me, I didn't feel like doing anything. I know, personally. And now there's a lot of energy that we have to push our way forward. And the first planet that's going to be in Venus, in Taurus, is Venus, all right? While Mercury's retrograde. Mercury's going to be the last one, and then Uranus. So I appropriately titled this Sowing the Seeds of Love, okay? And to answer your question, Sierra, I am doing personal consultations. If you go on my website, thepeacedealer.com, the only readings I'm doing right now are just personal consultations for an hour and 30 minutes. I do have my personal astrologer package. So in personal consultations, we can do tarot readings, astrology readings. I could do any kind of reading for you, but I'll speak more on that soon. Venus and Taurus is definitely going to simultaneously reap a lot of your fruit and sow seeds for a greater harvest later. Keep this in mind, because Aries is the freshness of grapes that you eat, and that juice just fills your mouth and taste buds with so much pop or tanginess or crispness. Taurus is the fine wine that is made from the grapes. So there is a grand finessing of a lot of the passion that you are inducing now. Keep this in mind, because right now as we speak, Venus is on Uranus. It was exact yesterday, now it's 28 degrees, and what's manifesting is your original love language. How do you, if you were with the love of your life right now, this is an exercise we're going to do. What we're going to do right now is tap in and charge Uranus's energy, okay? And this is going to help accelerate your consciousness and also fine-tune your frequency so that you have energy to go into Venus and Taurus with, which starts on the 31st. Because what some people might think is that they have to be entitled, and it's like, oh, I'm just going to wait for love to come to me. I'm just going to lay a nice Venus flytrap and just let people kind of come into that trap. And Venus in Aries only rewards the brave, fearless souls who express themselves and put themselves out there. So Venus in Aries does not discriminate between men and or women. Both men and women are having to just express themselves. This is Aries, so it's raw. It's not expressing yourself to get any reaction. It's just putting yourself out there. So you're having to put yourself out there and actually just be. Do things that are original to you, especially when you bring that out in your dealings with others. If you haven't done anything, if you the only exception is maybe a Taurus rising or a Taurus, because Aries is your 12th house, it's better if you don't do anything, okay? But everyone else, you know what I mean? Like, if you're actually putting yourself out there, that's going to be cardinal energy for you to actually give Taurus. When you look at the planets shifting signs, I want you to kind of think of it like a baton race, a relay race, where you have to give the next racer the baton. We're in Aries season right now. I hope you're actually taking advantage of this energy, which most of you are, and you're doing things original to you. You're doing new, fresh things. Because if you don't do anything, you're not going to have anything to move into Taurus season with. Okay? Some of you are choosing to love yourself, which is where you should start, and you're focusing on yourself. So that self-love work you're going to bring into Venus and Taurus. Venus and Taurus is literally all about really owning your value, loving what's valuable about yourself, and not just owning your value and loving what's valuable about yourself, but tapping into that personal sense of sensuality that definitely has you remember what you value and apply those values in your relationships with others. Other than that, you know what I mean? While I speak on Venus in Taurus, I want you to focus right now and start breathing down your diaphragm. You could rub your hands together so that you feel the heat emanating from your body. As you breathe down your diaphragm, I want you to breathe in what the manifestation of your love feels like and the sensation of it. Get into a little bit of mindfulness right now. And then breathe out gratitude. So in order to really visualize this, I want you to imagine in your mind's eye that you're with the love of your life, okay? Those of you in relationships already, really envision your lover. Now, there's a difference between a partner and a lover. Ideally, your partner is your lover, right? Sometimes lovers get together and they grow out of love and they're just partners, right? But I want you to envision your sacred lover, right? Your divine partner. And you might not know what they look like if you're single. So, you know, your secret lover, feel that vibration. What is that spark of the divine, okay? As you're breathing down your diaphragm, I want you to breathe in that serene feeling. There's 44 likes on this live video, and I'm speaking of the twin flame vibration. So for those of you who've been tapping into that at this time, first of all, this is confirmation that whoever you're thinking of is your sacred partner, or whatever you're actually bridging is or feeling is something in a vibration you want to stick to. Keep that in mind. Arbitrary coincidences aside. But regardless, as you envision in your mind's eye this partner, whoever your true love is, all right, the point of this is who are you? What are you doing with this ideal lover? In fact, let's get hypothetical here. Let's say right after this broadcast, the love of your life contacts you, because Aries is cardinal, and Venus and Uranus is going to spark probably the craziest action that you'll have the opportunity to take. Be mindful, because of this launch pad of Uranus, this is going to be probably more wild or eccentric than you're used to, but it will immediately ground into something stable with this Taurus energy. So let's just say right after you watch this broadcast, the love of your life, the one that makes you or chill, but you have deep love, they contact you. What is the first thing you would do? Who are you? And what's the first thing you would do? Okay. Astro Dim said licking his face, which honestly is very Venus conjunct Uranus and Aries. Okay. If you're going to be licking this person's face, you know what I'm saying? And you know they're going to love you licking their face. What is that energy? You know what I'm saying? What is the first thing you would do? Would you, if some of you don't know what to do, and if some of you kind of feel stuck, and if some of you feel like you would just be like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do. That's the purpose of the rest of this Venus and Aries transit. It's developing originality. It's developing that energy to where you don't think about what to do. You just instinctually do it. Okay. So what is it that you would do? What is it that, and if you don't know what to do, just do anything. It's one of those energies where you just want to do something instead of just do nothing. But I want you to really envision, bring your quantum self into this, not your alter ego, right? But bring your true self. How would you bring your true self into this action? Would you take someone to the movies, or would you go to the river, burn a candle, and make an offering to Oya? Something, you know what I'm saying? Or would you go to a museum and like share a story about how this is impactful? How are you going to do something that's original? You don't even really have to be like super different to where you're hipster and you're like super Aquarian. You just really have to be you. Okay. Keep this in mind, because what's going to really in this week alone bring itself into motion is the most unconventional situations in love that you might have ever been in. You could be dating people or talking to people who are way older or way younger than you in age or in spirit. You could be in very open relationships where you and this person are okay with seeing other people. All right. You want to really be open-minded about how these come into fruition, because as this slips into Venus and Taurus, this is what's going to start sowing the seeds of love. So as I talk about Venus in Taurus once again, I want you to really just envision in your mind's eye and charging your energy. You can breathe in the energy of Uranus too, to subtly like do this. I sent my magic spell right now, but you know what I'm saying? It's okay. The key here is what you want to do. I'm going to say this one more time. This is not Libra. This is not Capricorn. The key here is what you want to do. You might have been told all your life that the hobbies and the interests you have make you a loser, or they make you less cool, or you're not supposed to do this. So don't think that because you're with the love of your life, you have to do something they would like. What do you want to do? This is Aries, so get selfish here. Like what is your idea of a quantum old time? And I want you to just kind of feel that. How do you feel? Okay. Now it's also on Uranus, so you can get crazy here. You can get really batshit crazy. You don't have to be limited by the realms of normality, because that's going to work against you. And Franklin, Rachel, great question. It does not have to be a person. Very great pet question. This is really just between you. It could even just be you that you're having this encounter in a vibration with. So Venus and Taurus, in a nutshell, is going to instill greater values in your life that will allow you to, in a very amazing way, thank you, Heather, in a very amazing way, embrace what is valuable about you, okay? It's also going to be really good for making money. So for those of you who are employed or self-employed, the energy you put into production and bringing quality into what you do is going to pay itself off. This is a great transit, especially while Mercury is retrograde, to work on certain projects. But the reason why I said that you need to embrace your insecurities with this Jupiter and Scorpio transit, which is just bringing up and expanding facets of yourself that are vulnerable, that are deep, that some of you may not have the most sexual confidence expressing. Venus in Taurus is going to help you pay off on being okay with your insecurities, because people who don't embrace their insecurities become fake and they do things to hide it, and then you can see their mistakes on their body. Okay, Venus in Taurus is all about real. It's all about all natural. Okay, it's all about very amazing morale. So that's not only going to be rewarded, it's going to be the standard here. Okay, keep that in mind. Outside, within, this is your opportunity to deeply win, because even though Taurus is going to slow down the vibration of things, this Venus in air, this is also going to really set the foundation for a lasting establishment. This Venus in Aries is going to end off with a bang. It's going to bring things in motion very quickly, all right? And then the Taurus vibration is going to slow things down to where you can really start to have an idea of what you want to commit to and what you want to invest in. Because Venus is going to be opposite Jupiter, this is going to bring an amazing completion and manifestation of a lot of very powerful relationships. Because when Venus was in Scorpio, conjunct Jupiter, for some who are alive with me, I did mention that this is going to sow the seed for you to really manifest a relationship that's deep to your soul, one that you really, really, really desire, okay? And it's Venus is finally in Taurus, so it's going to be made real. You're going to start to see the seed, all right? Venus in Taurus is where the seed becomes real. Venus in Taurus right now is where you start to see, actually, in some cases, that seed dig up above ground. And it's still a seed, though. For some of it, before even those relationships that don't come up above ground, you may just get the seed, which means you have to plant the seed. You know what I'm saying? You have to water the seed. So Venus in Taurus is all about taking fresh relationships, some that are new, and putting in the work to nurture it, to cultivate it, to actually build depth. We are in a cookie cutter relationship era where certain people feel like they're just going to meet their soulmate, or they're just going to meet their twin flame and just fall in love at first sight, and they're just going to instantly be compatible. But love, fortunately, works in a more organic way. I like how Ralph Smart says it. We want the Coca-Cola relationships, but what you really want is the water relationships that are nourishing and don't have you get addicted to the taste and still end up thirsty after. So real love is going to incorporate a lot of work being done. A lot of people see people who have been married for ages and they want that, but they don't want to go through the years of hard work, the years of looking at your partner like, why the hell am I even with you? The years of, wow, we really made this work. Okay, so this is going to really personally, within yourself, help you understand what is it I do want? What is it that I do value? What is it that I personally need? And most importantly, what is it that I bring to the table in relationships? What you bring to the table is what's going to really have you affirm that value. And also, because the last time we went through this, Saturn was in Sagittarius and Jupiter was in Libra, we did not fully establish that worth. We were having to own up and boss up, but now that Saturn is in Capricorn, we're able to move forward with life-changing decisions. When Saturn was in Sagittarius, it was hard to sow seeds because the fire of Sagittarius would just switch it up. You would change your mind. It's like things might work with someone, but then whoever you thought was a soulmate or twin flame, they either changed or you didn't connect. And this was mirroring the internal disconnect that you had before you projected it on whoever. So it's not that the twin flame or soulmate changed, is that within you had not decided on who you are. And now Saturn is in Capricorn. Now Jupiter is in Scorpio. And this is going to definitely allow you to very psychically tap very incredibly into people's hearts, to where you have a lot more unspoken and nonverbal moments with people because you're able to connect with people in real, authentic ways that definitely give you a much more thorough understanding of why you're willing to commit to certain people and why you're also willing to commit to certain projects. Okay, now I'm gonna just be real, y'all. I'm trying to give you the very logical version and understanding of this first. I have to give this surface level understanding because there is so much more like behind the scenes subtle dynamics that go on with this transit. What I mean by that, this Venus and Taurus transit is so thorough that the way you look at someone, the way you tenderly like caress someone's arm with your fingertips has to be with the intent of depth in it. You can't just touch people willy-nilly. It's going to translate so much psychic information that can reveal your intent and could make or break moments. So your focus has to be A grade, and that's not really the easiest to do while we have Uranus getting ready to leave Aries. That is forcing you to move beyond your limits, okay? Every person that is tapped in to their own psychic ability is experiencing glitches to where they're on that halfway point of evolving but still staying still. It's very akin to different multiple versions of yourself. Like a lot of people with Sagittarius moons and Sagittariuses can see this. They won't tell you a thing, but they can see the multi-potentiality. So what's really happening is I'm here, but then there's so many places that I can move. So someone whose third eye is really open can see like different versions of me that are potential, like in a movie, like so with Uranus. My bad. So with Uranus, that's in Aries, that multi-potential is so all over the place. And some of you are getting crazy ascension symptoms because your Mercury can't keep up. It's like, what the hell? And you may not even be aware that it's happening. Now, Sagittarius and Pisces are aware that it's happening. So Sagittarius, Pisces is out living the matrix. Like they're just engaging with people's multiple potentials. Like Pisces is just in their own world, just like catching all the potentialities. And then other people are still like, you have my basic ass just in 3D, like oh, there's just this one. Meanwhile, you know what I'm saying? Pisces is like, okay, he's probably gonna do this, this, or that, but I see he's gonna do that. And then they kind of like meet all that over there, and then it's there. And then Capricorn can just stop time and just be like, okay, stop. Okay, do that one. So it's like it's crazy. All right. This is why it kind of pays to be. This is why I just stick in 3D. So I don't have to deal with this extra vibrational stuff that could just give you a headache if you're not like a Libra or an Aquarius. But it is what it is. Once again, Aries is just kind of shaking up your conscious mind frame because you kind of have to be shocked back into your God consciousness, especially if you're like Pluto, Scorpio, or Sagittarius. You have ancient gods and goddesses or ancient deities and cosmic entities that you're having to resurrect through the ego death you're occurring and going through to give birth to this greater you and consciousness. The tribute is your old self. You thought that you just had to let it go. No, they killing that mofo. Like you're totally done. All right. And that pressure is very difficult. Some of you are feeling the weight of people's real feelings, and your soul is reacting. Your mind is literally trying to be polite to people you don't see or see, but your soul is like, no, screw you. And your true, original, authentic vibrations are coming out. Don't suppress it. Seriously, some of you are going to war. Some of you are probably literally having like psychotic episodes where you're responding to frequencies and vibrations, either physically in real life or miles away. And your soul's catching it and responding to it, and your mind's trying to make sense of what the hell? Why am I reacting so hostile? It's because your soul ain't no punk. It's because your soul ain't no punk. And it's not the you that follows these norms, okay? Think of it like a spiritual, energetic thing. Energy's not going to be like, oh, well, this isn't politically correct. You know what I'm saying? Think about anyone who just got into an emotional burst and they're like, oh, I'm going to beat you, but it's just not politically correct. Like that's a social norm. That's what you need your mind to do and manipulate. You know what I mean? Like you're evoking original actions in response to evolve your psychic potential and your magical ability to change your situation. The universe is like, hey, homie, the filler is over. And let me just kind of fill in the blanks. The whole purpose of the filler season, see, I wasn't allowed to tell you this before because this was a part of the Scorpio embargo. But now the time delay is up because we're in the new season. And it's like I wasn't allowed to tell you exclusive new arc information while it was filler because some of you think too fast. And there's certain things you wouldn't have done if you knew that it was all good and you didn't have to do it anyway. So 2009 to 2018 in the beginning, 2017 was filler. The purpose of the filler in 2009, 2010, the whole organization around spirit guides and around how intentions get manifested had to be cut. The manga writers were going crazy. Because it's like, damn, what are we going to do? People are trying to connect with their spirit guides, but there's so much negativity, people can't connect with their higher selves as much. So we have to reorganize and rewrite the whole script, and that's going to take us a while. Because, yeah, we live this life down here, but there's star systems that are light years away. And by the time it reaches us, you know what I mean? We've already moved on. So the whole purpose of us getting into this new arc is 2009 was the last year where like you had really strong connections with your spirit guides. Now, between then, the connections were stronger, but there was a bit of conflict to where, yeah, you could connect with spirit guides, but you could also connect with familiar spirits. A lot more people were like, am I being trolled by my spirit guides? Can I trust my spirit guides, right? So the reason why it was filler was you were going through a transition to where you are being given the God consciousness and rely less on your spirit guides. So your spirit guides had to test you with discernment. Your spirit guides had to tell you and show you things that you knew in your heart wasn't real, just so if you would believe yourself versus blindly believe in them. And it doesn't even have to be mythical spirit guides. This could be stuff and wise advice from your friends. So this is why this new arc is the shit and a half. Because now that the reorganization of this whole spirit, like basically angels, spirit guides, beings who assist humanity, their contract is over. That's the analogy that I'm saying. Their contract is over. The angels are like, oh, we're done, homie. Like the creator of this universe, you didn't really re-up on your contract, homie. We're gonna go to another dimension, but you know, we can't just leave these humans. Okay, so we're going to do it until the South Node is in Aquarius. Through the South Node portal, they can make their leave while Saturn is in Cap. So we're in the new arc, and the universe is literally handing you the keys to where you really don't need to call on spirit guides anymore. You don't call on spirit guides for help. You call on spirit guides to command and delegate responsibility, delegate energy. You're downloading the knowledge from past lives and from your higher mind directly. But that didn't just happen. We had to go through a successive filler series to where the spirit guides didn't just leave. The spirit guides had to slowly leave over the filler arc, and then you slowly get the power. So now we're in the main arc, guys, and that's why, you know what I mean? Pisces Priestess said it best. You are your spirit guides. You're starting to archetypalize a lot of this help as modes of your personality, and also tap more into the cosmos and connect more with destiny. What does this have to do with Venus and Taurus? The seeds of love you're going to be sowing are going to be raising your value, while for the first time ever integrating the wild and crazy belief you have in yourself with real, concrete, physical manifestations of your genius. This is huge. Venus is going to go through Taurus, and then right after it leaves Taurus, Uranus is going to enter Taurus, and it's going to be, and Chiron is going to be entering Aries. So this is going to be a shift that could be a little bit uncomfortable at first, but won't be if you embrace your insecurities. Because in order for you to really harness this physically, you're going to have to directly express from your heart in real ways. We're taking away the exuberance and the dynamic energy of Aries, and we're shifting into a more grounded, humble vibration where it's less about how flashy you can make your love and how real and substantial you can express it. As such, you really want to ask yourself, how much do you believe in your quantum self? Because Chiron is going to enter Aries, and you're going to be tested on how confident you truly are. A lot of people have a false sense of confidence. A lot of people are only confident when they feel validated. A lot of people are only confident when they feel like they have their peanut gallery and gang. How much do you love yourself? I embrace my insecurities. I know I am a corny ass weeaboo. Like I love self-depreciating humor because whenever I have an ego, I can humble myself really quickly. But the self-love is so necessary, because even if everyone decides to make fun of me, even if I'm in a situation where everyone turns their back on me and acts like I'm not crap, I will still show myself love. I still will stand up for myself. When Chiron goes into Aries, you can really question, damn, is this sense of ego that I set up really that powerful? Do I really care? Was it all just to please other people? Anyone who has that false sense of ego that's really brought up and peppered up in likes, like you can post something or you can say your idea and you won't really believe in it. But if you see that everyone's liking your idea, then you believe in it. This trend is going to destroy you because you don't have a real sense of ego. Don't ever demonize the ego. We like to blame the ego for all our problems, but the ego is just like a flashlight. You could use it to show your spirit, or you can use the flashlight in a selfish way to just hog the light for yourself or beat people over the head with it. It's not the flashlight's problem. It's how you use your flashlight, okay? And sensitive people like to be like, ego, 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 ego. And it's like you needed your ego to complain about people with ego. But regardless, you want to make sure your sense of ego is original. It doesn't have to be powerful. You don't have to overcompensate and have unnecessary machismo and put others down like anything you do isn't really crap because it's not me and my team. You're a loser. You're a loser if you do that. But you do want to make sure it's real. You do want to make sure it's original. Something that will stand the test of time because it's you. Other than that, you know what I mean? Really be mindful of the projection of frequencies that you'll be receiving and stand your ground. Taurus energy is very much so a defensive energy. So you will be experiencing a grounding of a lot of this high wire energy that has been happening. And in such, just allow things to occur to you naturally. This is a really great period to sprinkle your dash of whatever you feel is valuable to you. But this is also a great period to manifest greater depth. For those of you who want to focus, all right, I'm going to answer that question more right now. How do I focus on this money? You really just focus on this money. That's the cool thing about Earth. You don't really need techniques. Just be consistent with what you're doing and don't stop doing it. Okay, make sure you're maximizing the output you can because it will be greatly rewarded. Because Saturn is in Capricorn and you're making powerful decisions, this is immediately going to manifest the worth of your products. Before, you were coming up with valuable ideas, but Saturn was in Sag, so you weren't really sure, you were experimenting. Now you're ready to move forward. Okay, you're going to revisit patterns. And this is the best part about Venus and Taurus, okay? Twin souls, very fated partnerships, they're going to surface. Certain encounters you were not ready for before, you're ready for now. Venus in Taurus is going to sextile Neptune in Pisces while opposing Jupiter in Scorpio. This is going to ground very much so the sensual pleasure you can derive from experiences. Some of you, your bodies may just instinctually want to grab and touch people. Let your soul express itself. The next phase of this supernatural awareness is your own subconscious, all right, expressing itself towards you. Pay very close attention to what your soul is telling you and teaching you because it's directly giving you your higher mind's intent. And if you listen to yourself and also listen to others, you'll very greatly experience this. You'll be able to tell when people are projecting negative intent, and you don't want to be reactive. You want to receive it. And then whatever happens to them as a result will actually occur much quicker than if you try and control it, all right? Keep this in mind because this transit is going to build the stamina for a lot of sexual encounters and experiences you have. And it's going to be a very casual sexual energy that will take you by surprise, because you really could just be talking with someone and really developing a grounded rapport, and out of nowhere you literally just start like cuddling with each other and touching each other. Okay, keep that in mind. A lot of this is because of Lilith in Capricorn that's going to be utilizing a lot of authentic connections. But the purpose of this sexuality is to really keep into focus Jupiter in Scorpio and Neptune in Pisces. Once again, a lot of the feelings that have been intensifying to really help you understand your will are going to manifest concretely. Some of you may start to put in the finishing touches or the first draft on that app you've been wanting to make, on something that can make real certain ideas you've been thinking about for years. This is going to be the part of the supernatural evolution where the totality and fire of who you are gets grounded in an object, and not just an object, becomes real through you. Because once it goes into Gemini, you're going to already start doing spells that see stuff change, because you're breaking through this final supernatural awakening chapter, right? With your heart first. With that being said, let us go into the Peace Mobile, okay, and have a good idea of what maybe we can expect with this transit. Because right now, once again, it's on Uranus, and of course, it'll be in Taurus the end of the month. So the first decade of this transit will feature Mars transiting through Cap and Mercury finishing its retrograde. All right. The second decade of this transit is going to feature the new moon in Aries, and of course, the moon catching up. So let's look at the second decade, because the week of the 9th to the 16th is going to be very pivotal. We have this Sun-Uranus conjunction that's going to hyper shift your entire life. Oh my God, this is going to be the most raw new moon ever. And we're going to have this trine here, which is going to make highly sexual encounters in very grounded ways. And it's going to have you really multiply the income you're already making now because of the work you've produced up till this point. So as we move into the final decade, we're going to really transition into Taurus season. And as you can see, Uranus, Chiron's already in Aries, and Uranus is already ready to move into Taurus, okay? And we start the next one with the sextile. So I want you to examine that flow of energy, because right now the moon is in Virgo. As you can see, the moon is in Virgo, and by the time we finish this moon transit, the moon will be in Virgo again, and it'll be just leaving Leo. So this lunar cycle has a lot to do, once again, with allowing you to really embrace the foundation of the intense actions you're expressing, bringing into fruition and reality a lot of your hopes, dreams, and goals moving forward, okay? Once again, for those of you who are interested in a reading, I am doing personal consultations for an hour and for 30 minutes, and they will definitely be available on my website on the consultations tab, where you can schedule a time and date. And of course, if you don't have a date you like there, just let me know. We can settle something manually, all right? I think what's really important about this transit that you want to grasp is there's a whole lot that's going to be made real here. There's a whole lot in your life that's not only just going to be made real, but very powerfully illustrate the level of values and the quality of values that you have set up for yourself in your life. And it's a really great transit to show those who are important to you how valuable you are. And it's also a great transit to really see, you know, how valuable other people are. And just like Virgo Capricorn said, real is definitely a Taurus word, for real. So anyway, any exciting love that kind of pops up is going to be grounded into a real connection. All right. And I do have the Ace of Wands. So there's definitely a birth of something very new and fresh and substantial that you can really put in the work to really have manifest by August into the next level. So Aries, the card that I have for you for Venus and Taurus is the Three of Pentacles, Aries Moon, Aries Rising, Aries Sun. The Three of Pentacles is definitely going to illustrate the teamwork necessary. Venus and Taurus is going to allow you to utilize your skills with those to work on something very practical. And also, you know, very instrumental for you to put the first drafts and stages on very important projects you want to put into motion. You can really take romantic situations and involve them in certain projects you're in. Taurus, Taurus rising, Taurus moon, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So it's definitely speaking of working hard and putting in effort to whatever you're involved in. I feel this is more financial than anything. In fact, this can give you meaningful work that will allow you to really develop your skills while also, once again, working very hard in the relationship. But there's going to be romance infused in the work you do. So for those of you looking for love, be very focused on the work you do. And you'll see it, you know, you shouldn't look for love, but you'll definitely kind of gain it here. What the Eight of Pentacles means for you though, Taurus moon, Taurus rising, is money. You're going to make a lot of money this transit. Through work, of course. Gemini moon, Gemini rising. We do have the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups is definitely speaking of you releasing old, stagnant energy. It kind of feels like, you know, Lynn, it kind of feels like certain disappointments that you've had. You might even meet someone who you idealized and realized, ew, I was into you? Yuck. Wow. All right. So there are going to be some disappointments, but Gemini, anyone that you might meet new, you might find they have some baggage. So don't just dismiss them because they're reeling off of some negativity. All right. Definitely be patient with these people. All right. Or this person who you might deal with. And you can help change their frown to a smile. Cancer, Cancer moon, Cancer rising. We have the Eight of Pentacles for you as well. The Eight of Pentacles is definitely speaking of you gaining a lot of money and you definitely focusing on what's important to you. You know what I mean? And not just focusing on what's important, but really honing in on what work you're willing to commit to, especially within a relationship. Leo moon, Leo rising. We have the Eight of Cups. So this is going to be similar to Gemini. You really walking away from disappointments in love and really seeking deeper meaning, all right? So that you can come back to any relationship with more you and more soul. It's definitely going to illustrate this sense of really feeling like you maybe aren't getting what you want in a relationship, or and this doesn't have to be like a romantic relationship, because there's multiple cups here. So it's really just more speaking of like you distancing yourself so that you can really be more tapped into who you truly are. Virgo moon, Virgo rising. We have the World card. So the World card is definitely speaking of great totality, and just a lot of completion. There's total success for you in all fields: love, money, your wishes coming true. You know what I mean? So this is actually a very positive card. You're going to be gaining completion on something long-standing. It's in your 9th house, so that's very promising. Libra moon, Libra rising. We do have the 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands is definitely going to speak of you standing your ground. I kind of see this as a bunch of admirers too that you might have to just fend off with your big stick. But also, you know, you want to stand your ground. You have the advantage here, so don't anyone waste your time, right? But I see this as you kind of defending what you have too. For those Libras in a relationship, it's just kind of going to be a lot of you protecting what you have and not letting people get in the way of that. Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising. We have the 6 of Swords. The 6 of Swords, and this is great because this is your 7th house. So the 6 of Swords is really speaking of you sailing towards a much more positive future, where if you found love or connecting with others has been a little bit rough, there's problem solving skills that will be implemented so that you're able to kind of connect mentally with people who you couldn't before. This promotes online dating, but be very fully expect to start maybe a long distance relationship with somebody first. And it doesn't have to be long distance, but there's going to be more online communication before, or through text, before you really connect more physically. Sagittarius moon, Sagittarius rising. We have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is definitely speaking of a fresh new wave of feelings. Sagittarius, you're going to catch feelings this transit. And this definitely is also going to illustrate perhaps a certain sense of you really connecting in a childlike way, where you allow your feelings to fully express themselves. It's also speaking of a new love that you definitely could connect with, for those of you who are open to new romantic opportunities. Capricorn moon, Capricorn rising. We have the 4 of Wands. The 4 of Wands is definitely speaking of great and amazing serendipity. This could even be a wedding. It's just really speaking of a strong foundation and great surprises. So you're definitely going to feel really happy. This is going to be a very fortunate period for you, actually. And it's going to allow you to almost connect with someone who you feel at home with, okay? Aquarius moon, Aquarius rising. We have the Judgment card. So this is definitely going to bring things at a head to where you're having to really evaluate your decisions. Venus in Taurus is going to awaken you and others around you to the truth of who you are. I feel like you're the angel in this case, Aquarius, where you're going to blow that trumpet card and let people know this is who I am. This is what I want. This is what I'm bringing into the table. What's good? Pisces moon, and Pisces rising. We have the 5 of Cups for you too. And I already feel like this is intricately linked to Gemini, especially because for the 2nd of Demon card, we have the Star. So it's like you're having to really let go of certain disappointments, but it's like the star card is right behind you. It's like once you really move on from that, you're not waiting for a new situation. It's here. Okay. So I don't get the sense though that you're having to just let go of hangups. You've let go, but I just get the sense it's also similar to Gemini, where you could be dealing, that star card that I put, you could be dealing with someone who is very influential, but they're just sad. Like they put on a happy face to everyone online and in real life, but when you meet them, you realize they're kind of damaged, and they're going to gain that soothing from you. All right, so keep that in mind. I also feel in some cases, Gemini and Pisces, this could be linking both of you. So it's definitely just a possibility. But other than that, I do have justice in the Four of Wands once again for everyone. So really embrace decisions to kind of come together with like minds and souls and hearts. All right. I'm now going to do the super chat, and the homework that I have for you today is to really think up of 5 different things that you bring to the table in a relationship. If you are with the love of your life, what are 5 things? Or if you're with a friend, if you're with someone who wants to partner with you on a business idea, what are 5 things that you bring, 5 real things that you bring to a relationship that you can actually, make use of, and focus and meditate on that. All right. So thank you guys for joining me. I'm going to do the super chat right now. And Jules, the card that I have for you is the 5 of Cups 2, which is really more so. I got the Sun card here though. So it's like you still are letting go of the way that you've had to experience past hurt and certain disappointments, but you have nothing but you're moving forward to nothing but happiness. I see and feel this like someone who's going to pay respects to their grave for one last time, and then you just have nothing but fun that you're going to move forward to. So it's great. Nothing but fun and happiness. Larry Jacko, the card that I have for you is the 8 of Pentacles. So keep hard at work with what you're doing. It's going to reap more income and investiture, and you just want to keep the repetition to build your skill and make sure everything you're doing has great quality. Jazz Ravenel, thank you for the donation. Love you all. Love you guys. We have the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands is saying, don't give up now. You want to keep up that determination and that perseverance. You definitely want to take your experience and have you move forward because you're so close to completion, and you're understanding that you're stronger than you could ever realize during this period. Scorpio water sign. We have the 6 of Swords. So you're definitely allowing a greater transition to help you move forward. Communicating with people to get your point across will help you understand each other much better, to resolution of conflict. And you're going to be catching more W's moving forward, okay? Because this is signaling that you're headed towards a positive future. The turbulence is over. Litto 13. We have the 4 of Wands. So the spirit journey to Africa you have is going to really bring great foundation. You're going to connect with a strong community, and you're going to feel at home. There's going to be a sanctuary-like feel that you're going to bring back with you. All right. And I really do hope you enjoy this spirit journey. Okay. Heaven to earth, Heather, thank you very much. We have the Empress card for you. So this is you not only definitely tapping into your divine feminine energy, but it's also you really connecting with your beauty and bringing out a lot of your abundance. I have the Ace of Swords, and I also have the Eight of Pentacles. So it's going to be something you're going to have an idea of how you brand this, maybe a beauty or cosmetic line that you could use to immediately bring great profit to you and really focus and commit to. But the Empress is bringing from now till September a lot of abundance, a lot of resources off of your own power, merit, and beauty. Okay. Rising Wings, we have the Strength card. The Strength card is talking about the inner strength that you need to really move forward and get through your situations. Focus on what is super passionate to you, because this is what's going to allow you to embrace a lot of your hidden power. That'll be coming out. Lisa Fisher, we got the World card. This is very powerful because it's going to bring great success, and it's not going to bring this out of nowhere. This is really more so or less going to this is like graduating college. This is like finishing a course, and it's like you finally have gained completion. But I also have the Tower card here. Ooh, this came out too. You see how we have the Two of Wands? They both have the World in their hands. I love this combo. It's like the plans that you're planning are being seen to fruition, and there will be seen on a world level. And the Tower card is going to bring success instantly with work you've already done. All right, so very amazing. Ein, thank you for tuning in. We have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is definitely you tapping in very creatively to your ideas, to your soul, to a lot of what you bring to the table. And you really want to open up to the influence of this very powerful individual, because you'll connect in a really original and authentic way. Sammy S., we have the Sun card. The Sun card is bringing forth a lot of happiness that you really just want to vibrate and share with others. And I see it's with the Hermit too. So there's going to be great enlightenment that will strike you like a lightning bolt, that will definitely allow you to harness a lot more happiness within, to where you're just going to be feeling so happy because of the realizations you make for yourself and have already been occurring right now. K. Martin. We have the Ace of Cups. It's funny, you want a sanity check, but I have the Ace of Cups and the Four of Wands. This is like a new love that you develop living situations with and could move in. This love produces chemicals in the brain, or love produces chemicals in the brain that causes insanity. So if you're losing your sanity, it's because authentic divine love is coming through you, and you're going to connect with someone. And if it's not a relationship, perhaps it's just an amazing connection to spirit that really builds a much greater, you know what I'm saying, foundation in your life. But this is going to be really amazing. You can connect with the soulmate in an amazing way. Sweeter Than Honey. Thank you so much, Lisa, for the clarification. That's really amazing. And congratulations for finishing your master's. That's definitely really, really amazing. Sweeter Than Honey 22, we have the Four of Wands for you as well. And I have this with the Tower. So this is definitely just going to speak to serendipity and results of very amazing work that you're going to celebrate. And it's just going to happen. I feel like you can connect with someone and just decide to move in with each other, or just kind of have a party, very impromptu. Rainbow, the card that I have for you is the Four of Wands too. Wow. And I also have the Tower, and I also have the Sun in Virgo card. So I think that's really interesting that we would actually pull that. For you, this is definitely speaking of great results and rewards for a lot of the work you've already put in, that I really feel you're going to celebrate. Oh, and this is also a Venus and Aries card, the Four of Wands. So really keep that in mind. It's definitely going to add a greater level of power for how you kind of set your foundation. And it's also going to have you really make your home more fun to be in, all right? And more of a sanctuary. Love Goddess, we have the Knight of Wands for you. Also with the Four of Wands is coming out with everyone. And that's because the Venus and Aries is on Uranus. So if you're getting the Four of Wands, that meditation of the ideal self, you're charged very much for. The Knight of Wands, love goddess, is a very amazing, passionate burst of energy that you really want to connect with. And this will embody itself in a very passionate knight who's going to encourage you to really bring out more of your sexuality. Kimberly Kerr, we have the Three of Pentacles. What's in store for your business? This is the card of card of skilled arts and financial transactions through those skills. And what's in store for your business is to really work the chemistry of anyone who is employed or you are employed with, because this is going to, with that, fine-tune any kinks that have to be really through. This is a good card because it's actually taking projects that you're working on and it puts the first phase in motion. And we have the World. So whatever you put into motion is going to see itself to completion, which is good to know. All right. So great success is in store, but it's functional in that you want to have good teamwork with whoever's involved. Ash J Mac 3, we have the 10 of Pentacles, cha-ching, which is great because it comes with the Four of Pentacles. So you're going to have greater recognition and assured material gain. Lots of racks, lots of money, all right, over this Venus and Taurus. TJ Robin, thank you very much. Cat Moon, stand up. We have the Tower card, and this is coming with the Judgment card, my friend. So the Tower Judgment, which I think is a Cat Moon thing, is really going to instill a rapid awakening, a change of consciousness and awakening that's just going to have you experience your own power and energy in a much greater way. It's going to require sacrifice and surrender. That's what's going to occur. So you're going through the real deal awakening, TJ Robin. This is going to shake you at your core, and you're going to really break into greater supernatural power through this and awareness. The awareness comes first, and then the harnessing comes after. Rachel Paez, hold on or let go. The Five of Pentacles, especially with the Page of Swords, is really more so indicating some kind of separation. Your twin flame is far away. This is the card of kind of spying. This is the card of looking from far away. So they definitely still have their eyes on you. You want to let go for now. Don't necessarily, because with the Judgment, there is going to be some kind of awakening that kind of really allows you to see what's up. But for now, definitely don't hold on. You want to let go and just let things kind of be. All right. Especially because this will free up more space for you to invest in yourself. Virgo Capricornus, we also have, or we have the Sun card for you. The Sun card is definitely speaking of great happiness that you're going to manifest in tandem and in very powerful ways to very amazingly gain greater enlightenment. There's going to be a series of events that just inspire you. It's one of the best cards you can get. Successful unions. Happy joy. Happy joy. Sierra Lewis, we have the Five of Pentacles. So be mindful of any alienation you may be going through. But also, thank you, Ash J Mac, but also with the Magician, keep in mind that this is really meant for you to believe in yourself. If you're going through any difficult times or you have a lack of resources, you're meant to use that to show you that you can still get through it by believing in your potential and using your skills, which you will. So there's a great W coming out of what could seem like an L. Emily Beard, we have the Hermit card for you. Trust very much your inner wisdom and guidance, because we also have the Star card. You personally are a star, but the Hermit card is almost as if you're very low key. What this means is you're going to interact with influential people. You're going to make one of your dreams come true. But the Hermit card is saying be very low key and introspective with it. This is going to be a personal reward that you really enjoy very much so. And it's going to really bring up the quality of how you tap into this inner wisdom. Sandy Lancaster, we have the Strength card. focus on what you're passionate about. I love how we have the Hermit here. It's kind of reverse. It's like you're very exuberant and passionate, but on the inside, you're very introspective. So you're really going to come into much greater ways to really tap in to a lot of the abundance you're experiencing. You also want to stay passionate, but still a bit low key, to where you really keep a lot of this to yourself, as not to attract vampires. Okay, Rena J, cards for a current love situation. We have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords coming in with the Temperance is perhaps you kind of peeping game. You're watching to see how things play out. The Temperance card is saying you and this current lover are going to balance each other out, in the sense where the differences between you bring the best out in each other. But the Page of Swords is you both kind of learning how to speak to each other too. So really open up lines of dialogue. You want to really get more communicative here, and don't really let things fall into dead silence more than necessary. Jasmine F, I have the Sun card for you. So do tarot for others. This is going to help you be successful. This is going to help you bring happiness and joy to others, and also bring joy for yourself as well, okay? Definitely very amazing. The Sun is always a good card to get. Sandy Sandshells, the card for you and your soulmate is the King of Wands, but I also have the soulmate card, the Six of Cups. So this is definitely speaking of you really connecting passionately, and also in a comfortable way, where both of you can kind of be independent and entrepreneurial together. This is meant to help you connect very heartfelt. But I really like the Six of Cups because it's really speaking of the very powerful link of innocence that will allow you to really move forward more passionately. And Rachel Harding, we have the Star card for you. What is your greatest dream? What what will kind of really keep you hopeful? Because you focusing on that will help this come into reality much more. The Star is saying to be hopeful and to not necessarily give up on what you're working for, because recognition is going to come on a wide scale that's going to really have you rejuvenate a lot of happiness in your life, okay? And Kiyu Magic, we have the World card. Very powerful cards to end this off of, especially with the Two of Cups, which is speaking of you connecting with the mutual lover who you really both complete each other, okay? And not just complete each other, ooh, nice, but also really, you know, gain success together, even if this is just you in a portion and part of yourself. Thank you guys once again for connecting. Oops. My name is Dude32. Cards for a current love situation. We have the Queen of Swords, and we also have the Three of Cups. So it's saying you want to be objective and critical, but the Three of Cups is saying make time to go out and celebrate your bond. I think the Queen of Swords might indicate you or a partner, and it's definitely speaking of someone who might be letting their mind and intellect not allow them to feel, but also allowing them to look at things objectively. The Three of Cups will definitely allow you to grow closer with your current love the more you take time to celebrate you and that person and to go out and have fun. And Connie, can I get a hint on what's my purpose? We have the Queen of Cups. So you really want to go deep inside. This is with the World. So your purpose does involve empathy and also connecting deeply with others on an emotional level. You're going to be someone who can help people understand the complete way they feel the more you develop your psychic ability yourself. Thank you guys once again for tuning into this broadcast, and stay tuned for Saturday. Or is it Sunday? No, Saturday when we do the full moon ceremony. Y'all stay blessed.